Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dominique Kinsler, a gardener in Florida, Zone 9B, and today we're going to be talking about the perfect summer grow bag garden, especially for my southern gardeners. Gardening in the summer, some things that you need to keep in mind is the temperature and the humidity where you live. I reside in Florida, and so the temperatures can get to the triple digits. Usually by the end of May and June, we're in the triple digits. So it's important that I grow things that are heat tolerant. And if you reside in zones 8, 9, 10, 11, you need to be growing things that are heat tolerant. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know I love growing collard greens, but I do not start any new collard greens, cabbages, or lettuces within the summertime because those plants tend to be heat sensitive and more so frost tolerant, meaning they're better to be grown in the fall, winter months. They don't thrive the best in the summer unless you're growing those heat tolerant varieties. So on the screen, I'm going to have a list of things that are heat tolerant that thrive during the summer months. So with this garden layout, we're going to be focused on companion planting, and that's the practice of growing things together that are going to grow well together and help keep pests away. So in each of these grow bags, you're going to see me have one main plant with different companions. Now we're going to be utilizing 10-gallon grow bags. This is because we're going to be growing one main plant in addition to some companions. You can always grow with whatever you have. It doesn't have to be a grow bag. You can grow with different containers. Just make sure that those containers have really good drainage because that's going to be important with gardening during the summer. Now, something that people love to ask is about what type of soil to use in your containers. I always tell people it's very important that you get soil that's intended for container gardening. This type of soil is going to be a little bit more lighter. You need that in your containers because you want to make sure the roots of your plants are able to breathe, get that water, and that they don't become compacted. On the screen, I'll display some of my favorite brands, one of them being Fox Farm. They have really good soil that is really good quality for your container garden. It's also really good for houseplants as well. So without further ado, let's jump into the garden layout. So we are going to start out with our first thing, and that's going to be peppers. Peppers really like growing in the heat of the summer. Now, I want you to keep in mind, peppers take a really long time to grow. So I recommend if you're new to gardening that you go to your local garden center, your local nursery, and purchase most of these plants. If it's something that you should start from seed, I'm going to make sure that I tell you that throughout the video. But we're going to start with peppers, and I suggest that you get transplant from the nursery. So we're going to go in with our first pepper plant. Now you can grow bell peppers or hot peppers, sweet peppers, whatever type of peppers you want, but we're gonna put that pepper right in the middle of the bag. Now to grow as a companion with the peppers, we are gonna go in with my favorite companion plant, and you're gonna see this a lot through the video, and that's gonna be marigolds. Now we're gonna put a couple different marigolds all throughout this grow bag to just be alongside this pepper plant. Now keep in mind, we are growing in 10-gallon grow bags, and that's why I'm able to grow companions within the same bag with my main plant. If you opt for a smaller bag, you can fit one pepper plant in a 5-gallon bag, but you do need to plant some companions in separate containers around it. So we're gonna go in with some marigolds, and I'm just gonna arrange those around, and that is going to be my main companion for my pepper plant. Now we're gonna move on to the next plant, and that's gonna be okra. Who doesn't love okra, especially if you're from the South like me? We're gonna do that okra plant, and guess what companion we're gonna put with it? You guessed it, marigolds. So we're gonna add in the same marigold plants that we had before. What you can do with your marigolds is you can go to your local nursery and get an entire tray of marigold plants. I have multiple videos that show you how to save seeds, so once you buy that first set, you don't really have to buy any more. But marigolds are usually pretty inexpensive at the nursery, and they're just a great companion plant. They add beauty to your garden, they bring in pollinators, and they help keep those pests away from the plants that you're trying to eat. Now, along with my marigolds in my okra bag, I am also gonna go in with some basil plants just to add a little herb. Now, basil is one of those herbs that can grow in the heat of the summer. A lot of our other herbs, they don't really like the heat, but basil is one that can tolerate it. You just need to stay on top of it. So our next plant is going to be a squash, or you can replace this for a type of small pumpkin. In Florida, there is a pumpkin plant called a Seminole pumpkin that grows really, really well in the summer. That's a really good plant if you're in the South. Look up Seminole pumpkins, and that's a really good one that you can grow in your garden during the summer. So we are just going to grab our squash plant, put it right in the middle. Now, something you need to keep in mind with squash is there's something called a squash borer. I'll have to make another video that goes over everything about a squash borer, but it's something you really, really need to pay attention for in your squash plants. So along with my squash, I'm going to also do some marigolds and also some basil. Again, we are just trying to keep as many pests away from our squash plant as possible. So we're gonna do the marigolds, we're gonna put some basil. Now, something else that I really like adding to my squash plant is going to be a flower called a snapdragon. Now, you can find snapdragons usually at your local garden center. I think that they're such a beautiful plant to grow alongside your squash. They're beautiful, but they're also gonna bring in those pollinators. One of the problems that a lot of new gardeners have with squash plants is pollination. A lot of times you have to end up hand pollinating them, and there's so many videos on the internet about hand pollinating a squash plant. But what I recommend is that you plant as many flowers around it as possible. That is going to attract pollinators like bees that will pollinate the plant for you. If you look at me in this picture, this is a squash plant, a zucchini plant actually, that I grew in my garden. I did not have to hand pollinate it at all. I just made sure that I had snapdragons and marigolds planted right beside it. It brought in a lot of bees, and I didn't have to worry about pollination. So that's just something to keep in mind within your garden. Speaking of pollination, we're gonna do one bag in this grow bag garden that's nothing but flowers. This is going to attract in a lot of pollinators. It's also gonna be so beautiful to look at. Who doesn't want to go out into their garden and see pollinators? So what I want you to do is look up native plants in your area. Now, if you visit your local garden center, there should be a native section in that garden center that you can plant out in your garden. We're gonna plant different things that are gonna attract butterflies and bees. So first, I'm gonna do some snapdragons around the edges of the bag. I'm gonna put some snapdragons. And then we are going to also go in with some other different types of things. Now, I'm gonna do some milkweed. You wanna make sure you get the right type of milkweed for your area. Milkweed is a plant that brings in a lot of butterflies. So I suggest that you do some research, look up what type of butterfly attracting plants are in your area. So we're gonna do some milkweed, some snapdragons, and then one of my favorite flowers, like all-time favorite flowers to grow in my garden, is gonna be zinnias. Zinnias are so beautiful. So we're gonna do this entire bag with nothing but flowers. Feel free to get creative here. You can throw in sunflowers, whatever your favorite type of flower plant is. Now, I told you earlier in the video whenever it was a good time to use seeds versus transplant. With this flower bag, what I want you to do with your snapdragons, I want you to get those as transplants because they can take a long time to germinate. But if you plant things in here like sunflowers, you can definitely start those sunflowers from seed. You can also start those zinnias from seed. The milkweed you do want to get from your garden center because, again, it could take a long time to germinate. And that's going to be our bag with nothing but flowers. Trust me, it's going to be so beautiful to look at this in your garden. And you can place this bag anywhere. I just happen to use this bag, but you can put it anywhere in your garden. Now we're gonna go in and finish up. Now, we're gonna finish up these last two bags with the same type of plant, and that's gonna be sweet potatoes. Now, sweet potatoes are a quintessential crop to grow in the South during the summer. The temperatures, when they hit the triple digits, it's almost impossible to grow a lot of things, but sweet potatoes, they thrive. So you're going to put your sweet potatoes in these last two bags, and you're gonna have enough sweet potatoes to carry you through the fall. And that's gonna be all for our summer grow bag garden. Now, this is completely customizable, so feel free to switch things out. If you wanna grow more cucumber plants, feel free. More pepper plants, feel free. Just keep in mind spacing. Because we use 10-gallon grow bags here, that's why I was able to add in the companions. If you use a smaller grow bag, you wanna just stick to that main plant, and then maybe plant your companions in separate containers around the grow bag. You could always go for larger grow bags. If you go for 15 or 20-gallon grow bags, you can fit more than one of the same type of plant. So you can fit 2 pepper plants in a 20-gallon grow bag along with the companions. It's completely customizable. Some things that I want to, again, drive home is getting the right type of soil. You want to make sure that that soil is the right type of soil for a container garden, light and airy so the roots can breathe. Make sure that you're hitting that notification bell so you're notified whenever I post new videos. Make sure you're following me all over social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube. I'll see you in the next video.